Hi guys, this tutorial is going to help us learn how to use AutoCAD and translate our scan drawing into a technical drawing. So this is the finished product and what yours will look like once you're finished. So to start with, if we click the big A and we select open, then we select our Bowsaw design. So this is the template that I've created for you guys. So from here, if we select insert and then attach, now find your scanned image. It has to be a JPEG, and open that up. Select OK. Click where you want it and then press enter. Okay, to change, to make that a bit easier to see, if we turn down the brightness, we can leave the contrast and then increase the fade about to there. Next, what we want to do is right click on the drawing, draw order and send to back. This way we can see it a lot more easily. Okay, next, if we go to home, back to home, now this layer section is all our different layers for our drawing. So for example, we can turn off dimension layer, so just select the little light bulb, make it a bit easier to see, and we'll go back to our drawing. So have a little zoom in and out. Now select our image again and start typing in move on your keyboard. Now AutoCAD's pretty intuitive. If you start typing the command you want, it will generally come up. Then you can either press enter or select the icon. So we'll select move. Now if you can see those green little boxes coming up, they're all our locking points. So if we click on that one and we'll drag it down. So that's how we move. So now we want to rotate the drawing so it's horizontal with our existing template. So if we select the drawing again, like before, start typing in rotate. There it is. So you can press enter, and then the green box will pop up again. So select the bottom. You might want to zoom out a bit. Rotate 90 degrees and click. There we have our drawing. And then we'll select our drawing again. Start typing move. Select enter, and then we'll move this over to where our template is. There we go. So once we've roughly got it in the right position, then what we can do is click our drawing again, select move, and try and get as close as possible. Alright, so I might just want to make that, move it one more time, and enter. And now the point almost lines up with it, and it's almost the right height. So I might just click the box, click and drag slightly larger. Okay, now we're at the right size. So it's parallel here, and almost maybe a little too big. There we go. So now to finely tune move it, if you click up the top left here and then drag down. So the two different boxes when we click and drag. There's the blue one, which will only select an item if you totally encompass a line. See, it won't select this white line because it's not encompassed, but once I go all the way across, it'll select it. Pretty useful tool. And then if we drag the opposite direction and the green select box comes up, it'll select anything it touches. So we can see just there. Very handy tool. So again, we'll just select our template and we'll select M again, press enter for move, and we'll drag our box to try and make it line up as best we can with our drawing. There we go, and I'll click. So my one comes outside the boundaries a little bit. Hopefully yours, you kept within the boundaries. So now that we've got our template, we'll move on to the spline tool. Back using the spline tool, So just use the spline tool. Up the top left we got all our drawing tools. So if we select under draw, there's our spline tool. So I can either click there, or I can start typing in spline and press enter. So if we zoom in, and our little green box comes up again, so if we select that, then what we want to do is start clicking as close to the black we can. It's a little bit off at the start there. So we zoom in on some points, might make it easier. And the closer in between your clicks, the more accurate your drawing will be. So if you click your scroll button and drag, that'll move the screen. So just keep following the black line. If it ever locks like that and you feel like you can't go up and down, just zoom in a bit and then select. Okay, so once we're at the end, the green little box will come up again. That shows the start of that line. We select that and then press enter. That'll save our spline line. So I'm not really happy with the end of that, so if we click on that line again, all the points will come up and we can just edit how that line looks. So if I drag some of these, just make the curve a bit more gentle, and then just select escape. Escape's your one-stop tool. If you ever get stuck, just keep hitting escape and then it'll free your mouse. So if we start typing spline again, and then again start with a little green box and keep going around. I'll come back once I finish that. So here we are, we've finished doing our splines for our shape. So the next section is to copy this. So how we do that, again, I suggest click on the top left, so it's all blue. Select our whole object. Then you can either press Ctrl C to copy, or there's a copy command up here. And then it says select a base point, so you can basically click anywhere. But sometimes it's handy if you want to click somewhere and drag along, it'll keep it parallel. Locks on. So if we zoom out and we go down to laser cutting, and we just want to click there and then select escape like before. So now we have our model inside our laser cutting template. So what I want us to do is go back up to here where it says line, deselect line, and then I want to turn off construction because we don't want to print that. So we turn off construction and our center line here. So turn off center line. And we can click back. So now I want to change these lines to red or cut, so it will work with our laser cutter. So we can use our green little box. So if you use your green little box, it's really easy to quickly select a line. So we'll select all our lines and change that to cut. And then select escape to get out of that. So with our hidden detail lines, we can change those to vector etch, so that'll mean it will engrave the line really quickly. So select there and then select escape. And there we have our model ready to laser cut.